What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today, Khabib and Ali Abdelaziz go head to head in a sprint. Cormier believes Gilbert Burns will test Khamzat Chimaev in ways that he's never been tested before. Marvin Vettori slams Israel Adesanya for his mentality inside the octagon. And Blaydes reveals who hits harder, Francis Ngannou or Derrick, and much more news. If you are new, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel and also like the video for more daily MMA content. Khabib Nurmagomedov and his manager Ali Abdelaziz recently went head to head in a sprint.
Right now.
Hey, I'm Instagram King. Chicken legs.
Okay, you wanna sprint with me? Let's go now. Huh? Let's go now. Let's bet. Okay, let's bet. Let's bet.
Only 100 here.
I'm filming. Ali, you can't lose. Don't pull nothing, Ali.
3.
There they go.
Dan Hardy has drawn parallels between Ciryl Gane and Jon Jones. According to the Englishman, Gane could very well reign over the heavyweight division for a long time, replicating Jon Jones' dominant title run at light heavyweight.
So getting straight into it, I mean, looking at Gane, it's actually quite incredible, you know, what he's achieved in such a short time, only starting fighting in 2014, and only debuting in MMA barely 3.5 years ago. Here he is as the interim champion. As somebody in yourself who appreciates the technical side of things, and with Gane's, you know, crazy combination of technique and athleticism, what would you say has impressed you the most about him so far?
I think it's his composure for how little experience he's got in MMA. I mean, you know, what, 10-0, 13 kickboxing matches. It's not as many fights total as some guys have had in the UFC alone these days. It is quite amazing because he's a lot more composed than fighters that have had 3 times the fights than he's had. You know, he holds the ground so well. He doesn't seem to fight out of ego at all. He's very measured. You know, controls the space between him and his opponent excellently. It's scary to think that he moves so well. He's so agile and adaptable, yet he has, you know, such amazing athleticism and physical attributes that allow him to compete with the biggest guys in the sport.
Khamzat Chimaev has made short work of all his opponents in the UFC, recording first-round finishes in his last 3 fights. As he finds himself on a collision course with Gilbert Burns, Cormier believes that the Brazilian will prove to be his hardest test yet.
In the 2000s, I can't believe you still got it in you, RC. I really can't. Don't let the preacher college fool you. Cobra Jake.
All right, guys. Number 2 ranked welterweight Gilbert Burns is pleading to Dana White for a main event fight in Brazil against Khamzat Chimaev. DC, tap in or tap out on Burns versus Khamzat being the next fight for both men.
I tap in. I tap all the way in. Burns Chimaev in Brazil. Gilbert will test him in ways that he has not been tested. Also a 5-round main event. And will also tell us if Chimaev's ready to take the next step. Ryan, you predicted that he would be fighting for the championship in this year. I said maybe he'd be the 1 contender. Looking at 23, he beats Gilbert Burns. He will definitely fight for the championship in 2022.
Chael Sonnen has weighed in on Amanda Nunes' departure from American Top Team. The bad guy believes Nunes leaving AT&T and starting her own gym is seemingly due to personal rather than business reasons.
Oh, no. Oh, guys. This just in. Amanda Nunes is leaving American Top Team, starting her own gym. Do we need to make anything of it? Does that have anything to do with anything? I don't know. That's how I got to word this to you guys. I'm speaking way out of school, and I have no more information what I just quoted for you, which was the headline at bjpenn.com. Amanda Nunes leaves longtime gym ATT, which stands for American Top Team, to pursue her own gym endeavor. End quote. I have no other info. So I don't want to influence you guys, because anything that comes out of my mouth, it's based on one headline of an article I haven't even read yet. But when an athlete gets beat, we see this all the time where they throw the baby out with the bathwater. It wasn't their fault. It was someone else's fault. I need a new start. Is any of that what's going on here? Not that I have evidence of. I'm not speaking to that, but it does make me beg one question, and I only have one. Had she won the fight, was she going to leave American Top Team anyway?
Khamzat Chimaev has never shied away from staking his claim to the UFC welterweight title. He recently sent his peers an ominous warning promising to ascend to 170-pound mountaintop.
To take this fucking belt, bro. I want to take it. It's my belt. I know it's my belt, but just the guys ran away. But soon I take them.
Dustin Poirier has revealed why he offered $20,000 to Charles Oliveira after their fight at UFC 269. During a live AMA session with Megan O'Leary, Poirier said he decided to go forth with the charity after seeing a video of Oliveira's childhood home in the Brazilian Fileia.
Is the fact that win or lose, you are just the epitome of class in everything that you do. In your last fight, I think you moved a lot of us to tears when you made an offer with Charles to make a donation to an organization of his choice. Was that something you thought of before the fight, or was that something that came to you in the octagon?
Yeah, that was that was premeditated, but it happened fight week. Whenever I was watching videos on YouTube, I was watching some of Charles's fights, and maybe a recommended video to watch was something I clicked on YouTube. It was him back home in Brazil, where he grew up, showing how little he had. And when I saw that, I was like, you know, I have a platform. I have a charity that has the funds to do something in Brazil, and it just win, lose, or draw. I didn't mean to do it in the octagon right after getting my neck snatched up, but I wanted to. The goal was to be the world champion, go to his locker room and tell him, hey, you know, we'd love to help out where you came from. So it was definitely premeditated. Fight week, I saw a video that inspired me to say, hey, and I talked to the team and said, let's donate $20,000 to where this guy comes from, and I think that'll go far.
Dana White has received a ton of criticism over the years about the UFC's fighter payment structure. White, however, has not budged one bit. His philosophy regarding the pay in the UFC hasn't changed in over a decade, and his lecture at Stanford University back in 2013 is proof of the same.
Think about this. Think about every person in this room right now if I guaranteed you all $37 million. Guaranteed. I guarantee you $37 million this year. Guess what you're going to do? Not much. Not much. Are you going to bust your ass every day? Your alarm's going to go off in the morning. You're going to like, I'm not going to go to class. Hell do I want to go to class for? I got $37 million. Right? Who's going to class if they got $37 million? Nobody's going to class. You know what happens when you get $37 million and you're a fighter? I don't want to get punched in the face. I got $37 million, man. I'm not getting punched in the face. This is ridiculous. We incentivize guys to fight. You get money to show, and you get money to win. And then you get money for the best fight of the night. You get money for the best knockout, money for the best submission. You're incentivized. No different than any other business in the world. Show up at your job and have a half-assed day. See how that goes. I'm not in the mood today. See how that goes. You have to be incentivized.
There is no love lost between Marvin Vettori and Israel Adesanya since their last meeting inside the octagon. Vettori recently went off on Israel, flaming him for his mentality he carries into his fights. In a recent interview with ES News, Vettori shared his belief that Adesanya lacks the championship mentality. The Italian Dream slammed the reigning middleweight champion for his safe approach to fighting opponents he knows that he cannot knock out.
In MMA, in UFC, the best always fight the best. We don't get that in boxing. Yeah, exactly. We don't see number one, number two. We rarely see it. No, exactly. We've seen one every weekend is a major fight.
That's one thing I'm proud of. Like, I mean, I'll go down as one of the, you know, I'll be facing all the best. You know?
You fought Israel Adesanya twice, especially the second time he was pound for pound, right? Who's pound for pound in the UFC right now?
I think is maybe Usman. Yeah,
Usman?
Maybe Usman, yeah.
Usman, how does he do against Canelo in a boxing ring?
The way Adesanya fight, he fights. Oh, man. He fights like a bitch, bro. Like, I swear, he fought me like a bitch. He fought Romero like a bitch. Like, when he knows, like, he can't really hurt the guy or nothing, like, he'll fight, like, he'll run, like, he'll score. Like, he's like, oh, you gotta beat me to become the champion. I'm not. His mentality is not like, I am the champion, I'm gonna fuck you up. That's my fucking brain. Yeah. He's thinking like, oh, I'm gonna cruise. If he wanna come and beat me, he'll have to beat me. That's how he thinks.
Wow.
Curtis Blaydes recently opened up about the power that Francis Ngannou and Derrick Lewis pack in their hands. He revealed between the two heavyweight powerhouses, it's Lewis who hits harder. While in a conversation with MMA News, Blaydes offered fight fans some insight into the immense power he felt when facing both Ngannou and Lewis.
Since you fought both guys, I have to ask, who hits harder, Derrick Lewis or Francis Ngannou?
But Derrick, obviously, I've never been put to sleep. He put me to sleep, so gonna have to give it to him.
Yeah, and I got to mention that too, because people are like, well, you've been knocked out twice by Ngannou, but you weren't out cold. The only time you've ever been out cold was Lewis, right? I wanted to confirm that because a lot of fans get that wrong, right?
No, that's exactly when we fought the first time. I was a doctor stoppage. I was not out, but I guess it goes down as a TKO. And then in Beijing, again, he dropped me twice in rapid succession, and then the referee jumped in, but I was aware. I remember everything. When Derrick Lewis, he knocked me out, I woke up in the ambulance. So there you go. That's a big difference.
Okay, fair enough.